Okay, we're currently on top of at the summit of Lookout Mountain. As you can see, there are bicyclists that we have to contend with on this hill, and we're going to be doing the downhill leg of this. For the most part, the speed limit here is 20, sometimes 15 miles per hour on the switchbacks. So this is classic mountain driving. This is what you can expect up in the mountains. So the young man that's driving the car for me, we're going to be showing you how he's steering the car as he goes down all of these switchbacks. And we're using the shuffle steering or push, pull, and slide method, which is the recommended method for steering today. So as we start our descent, I'm just going to continue to show you his hands and of course what these actual turns look like. So here we're coming across a left bank. I'll go to his hands and you can watch how he's going to be steering this car. He's got his hands at 9 and 3 right now. And he's coming across and he's pulling down with the left hand to come across this curve. And as you can see, once again, we're going to be doing several different turns and talk about obstacles. The gentleman walking his, or I guess he's running his dog. Either way, real severe right-hand turns, and then going back to the left. I'll show you the steering position again. And now it's going to jog back to the right. He pulls down ever so slightly. So not a lot of heavy steering required when you're in these mountains. You just have to concentrate on what's in front of you. And here we come up on a hard right-hand turn. And so the thing you have to do in these hard rights is brake. Don't come to a stop. Just slow the car down so that you can execute the turn without going into the guardrails, which we have over here on the right. And momentarily we'll start the switchbacks. I'm just going to keep filming this downhill run. And as we're going downhill, you're pretty much on your brake the entire time. You're not riding the brake, but you've got the brake covered because you always need to make very quick stops. Once again, we have got bicyclists on the road. We have to share the road with the bicyclists. Fortunately, he's actually using the correct side of the road. A lot of times they're coming up right at you. Okay, and here's one of our very first switchbacks. As you can see, bicyclists again trying to come up this road. And this is a severe turn, so he's pulling again, pulling some more, and now he's going to let the wheel slide, and we're coming out of that turn. You can see the bicyclists are struggling to come up. This is very steep, and as we will typically find, speed limit on these hairpins is 15 miles per hour. Imagine what this would be like if it was snowing right now. It'd be extremely slick, and even 15 miles per hour would be tough to negotiate this type of a turn. So here we are again. We've just finished up one hairpin. We're going right into another one. This is non-stop. Now he's pulling down. He's pulling down. He's going extra slow. Right now he's doing 12 miles per hour, down to 11. That's all you really can logically do. Right after that, right back to another switchback and a jogger. We've got everything up here. Pretty soon we'll probably see some longboards. Another bicyclist. He or she. And we're up very, very high. As you can see, down below, that's the Coors brewing plant for the Coors beer. And you see the all of the mesas down below. So we're up pretty high right now. Not exactly sure what the altitude is, but I suspect it's around 7,000 feet. Coming into a lookout area, there's going to be a lot of hikers. As you can see the sign showing you that there's a possibility of hikers being present. Another one right here. Just so you're aware, today is January 23rd. It's amazing that we can actually see a lot of bicyclists climbing this very steep mountain in the middle of winter. Okay, now we got police coming up on us over here. They're always patrolling these roads to make sure that everybody's staying nice and safe. I'm glad he's not following us. Who needs to have a policeman following us as we're trying to negotiate these turns? Another thing that happens up here on Lookout Mountain, not only do we have bicyclists, longboarders, joggers, people walking their dogs, but you also have these gliders, these people who jump off these mountains with the parachutes and little seats. I don't know exactly what you call that, but it's pretty cool as they negotiate their way all the way on down the hill to a landing area. It's amazing to me how much this terrain actually looks like some parts of Hawaii when you're driving around the islands. The only difference would be, instead of all those buildings down there, would be ocean. So here he is, he's making a right bank immediately into a left bank. Another bicyclist goes by, wheels straighten out. Moving into another left bank. And see how quiet his hands are? He's not working real hard. He's just doing a nice pull down, allowing the wheel to slide back. He never lets go of the wheel. Always in control. And all this time, all we're doing is just going left and right, all these little minor turns coming down the hill. Another police officer. Wow, what's going on here today? They must have heard you were on the road.
It's gotta be it.
Okay, now if we look over here, you can see the switchback we're coming to. And there's several other switchbacks all in a row. So that is, this is a great test of driving skill right here when you have essentially 3 successive switchbacks. And so here we go into the first one. This one's going to have us banking hard right again. And so I'll show you Jesse's hands. And pulling down again, and again. Now he starts his release. Come out of it. Going right back into the next turn. Now here he goes, pulling down with his left hand to negotiate this switchback. And now he's making his release. Going right back, and he's keeping into his lane too. A lot of times as you're going through these switchbacks, you might creep across that double yellow just a little bit. Not recommended, but if you need to do it, that's fine. You just have to watch for oncoming traffic. Here we are back to the right. And if you watch his hands, he's doing 1 pull, 2 pulls, 3 pulls, 4, and now he starts his release. And now all of a sudden we start seeing the speed limit go back up again to 20 miles an hour. So we've actually negotiated all of the switchbacks. From now on, it's just going to be just snaking on down the road. But that was a classic exercise in how to steer properly, how to maintain your speed, your lane position. A lot of stuff goes on these skill drives when you're going down mountains, especially single lane mountains like we have here. The unfortunate thing is we just didn't get to see any longboarders flying down the hill, which would have been a lot of fun. So as you can see, we're still up pretty high, but we are coming down. We're down below those mesas. There's the Coors Brewing plant once again. Shot of my handsome assistant. A little dark in the car. And that's it. From this point on, all we've got is just these minor little turns. So that is Mountain Driving 101. Thank you.